talk about reproduction and development. In the male, these are the primary sex organs of the male. They are the testes. This is what produces sperm, so that's why they're called the primary sex organs. And the scrotum is where the testes, they have, by the way, the sperm have to develop at 86 degrees Fahrenheit, lower than regular body temperature. If they don't, they don't stay alive, by the way. Interesting. Weird. Let's talk about the epididymis. This is where some of the sperm is stored for maturation. And then what tube carries the sperm back through the body cavity at the time of ejaculation? Say it again.
Vas deferens.
It's called the vas deferens, that's right. And then there is seminal fluid that's picked up, prostatic fluid, bulbourethral fluid, and we already had the sperm mixed in, and so this goes through the urethra and out for the ejaculation. So there are 4 components to an ejaculate. There is sperm, and then there is seminal fluid, prostatic fluid, and bulbourethral fluid, which is kind of a lubricating fluid. Remember, if someone gets a vasectomy, then the vas deferens is cut. And so the person can still have an ejaculation, but yet there's not going to be any sperm. There's only going to be the other 3 components in the ejaculation. Let's talk about the ladies next. The primary sex organs of the females. This is where eggs and female sex hormones are formed. And yes, perfect. Ovaries, you did say it right. Remember, follicle stimulating hormone is what causes her to ripen an egg. Luteinizing hormone is what causes her to rupture an egg. The oviducts are what carry the egg to the uterus, and the uterus is where the baby develops. We know that. And the birth canal is off, the vagina or the birth canal is kind of, those words are kind of used interchangeably. If the seminiferous tubules are where sperm are formed, where is the testosterone formed? It's called the interstitial cells. Interstitial just kind of literally means in between. So if we're talking about spermatogenesis, we're talking about formation of sperm. If we're talking about oogenesis, what are we talking about? Production of an egg. Remember that the spermatogonium and the oogonium have 46 chromosomes, but by the time these go through meiosis, they only have 23. They're haploid, so that you can have a 23 sperm and a 23 egg making a human. This is an organ that produces gametes, sperms, and egg. What are we talking about? It's called a gonad. So ladies have gonads as well. Gonads. Let's talk about development. There are 3 embryonic germ layers that happen at the time of what's called gastrulation. The first layer forms the skin, nerve system. What layer am I talking about? It's called the ectoderm. The middle layer forms the skeleton and the muscle system. What am I talking about? Mesoderm. Meso means middle. And then the digestive tract is endoderm. Very good. Very good. A little bit more to go in this little chapter. There are several layers around the baby. The outer layer is part of the placenta and it's called the chorion. What is the name of the water layer surrounding the baby? It's called the amnion. This is the sac that bursts when a lady's water breaks. Remember that the allantois and the yolk sac are both part of the umbilicus. Let's talk about the development of the baby just for a few minutes. Your book says the external genitals are mature at about what month? The 3rd month. So apparently by week 12 they are mature. Remember around here though, usually they make you get or they ask you, invite you to an ultrasound at 18 weeks, I guess, just to make sure everything's apparent. Fetal movement is felt during the 4th or 5th months. What is this called? It's called quickening. Cheesy coat around the baby. This is called vernix caseosa, and this is a fine hair layer around the baby. This is called lanugo. Everybody say lanugo.